Hi, I'm Fizer. If you can live with ignorance and you can tolerate it and you don't feel bad, if you can live with a deficiency and you can tolerate it and you don't feel bad, you are not going to gravitate to the solutions of a mentor or a teacher or an advisor. An advisor is only as powerful as a need that you have recognized. The voice of God is only as powerful as the need you have recognized. And if you recognize a need, but you can tolerate it yet existing in your life, then the voice of divine wisdom means nothing. I don't care how much you recognize a need for this, so that I'm broke here or I'm deficient here. If you can live with it, if you can live with it, if you can go to bed and wake up in the morning and forget about it, and move throughout your day with this limp in your heart, then you will find yourself not gravitating to this divine paradigm shift that's in existence in the atmosphere right now. There is a spirit of the paradigm shift that's in existence right now that can eradicate the questions you have. But how many of you have a question? Do you really have a question? I'm not talking about an illegitimate question or a little throw out question, but there's really a yearning for something. Because if there is no yearning, there is no learning. If there is no yearning, there is no learning. There is no seeking if there is no reaching. You understand? And it's not a matter of just to sit at somebody's feet and hear some oblivious principles and throw on that stuff that you're not going to use. That's how come most of us write lots of notes and leave it in the car and leave it in our trunk or the dashboard of our car. I remember that when I was a little kid, everything, Bibles and books and everything at the dashboard burning up in the sun. But when you find that you can't live with this deficiency, your attraction to the answer becomes one full of virtue and miraculous power. So before I go, if you can live with your deficiency and if you can live with an ignorance in a certain thing, then you can live without the answer to it. So what are you really looking for, and what do you need to know? Is there something you need to know? Or are you giving yourself over to the experience of human living, falling down and getting up and falling down and calling it an experience? What are you living for? What does your life mean? And do you love your life enough to take it away and rescue it from just living and falling down? Do you love your life enough to plant it somewhere and get a focus and say, this is where I'm going and this is where I'm meant to be? Because when you hate your life, you will let life teach it. But when you love your life, you will cause it to sit at the feet of wisdom, and you will make a demand upon wisdom to teach your life. So how do you love your life? Can you live without knowing? What are you deficient in? What are you drawn to? I'm Fizer. Peace.